Oops. Oh. 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 Everybody was kung fu fighting. Do. That's not true. Very few of us were kung fu fighting. There's actually just like there was two guys kung fu fighting and one guy who was kind of doing aikido. The rest of us were just disco dancing. I'm not sure why everyone was saying that we were kung fu fighting. That's a falsehood. Everybody come now and share some gratitude. We got a love morning for you. Everybody come here and share some gratitude. We're gonna lift up our attitude. We got a kung fu fighting joke that didn't go well. We've got a piece of advice that also falls flat. And if we keep on this song, it really is the worst I've heard in a while. Do. Oh boy. Oh, Gerbot says this comment is fast as lightning. Zing! Okay, you redeemed that whole thing. Well done, Gerbot. Thank you. Now I am back in a good mood after fumbling the song. So thank you. And good morning. Happy love morning. We got, I'm going to do a brief one today. I'm getting ready to pack up and head off to a retreat. And very excited about that. It's going to be nice and warm. So going to pack my favorite mesh underwear to wear all weekend. And some sunscreen. And hiking shoes. I am grateful for an opportunity to get into some nature this weekend and to be in community. I'm grateful to do some singing this weekend and some meditation. Grateful for the opportunity to be with people on a path of spiritual growth and personal growth. And grateful that even though I had a chunk of time last night that I was up in the middle of the night, that I feel pretty rested today. So feeling good about that. Thank you, Brandy. And thank you both, Gerbot and Brandy, for being here and leaving a comment. And if you are here and have not yet left a comment, well, bygones. You can leave a comment now. And we can all see who is here and share this experience of knowing that we are not alone in this journey. And I guess that's what I will speak to briefly, and then we'll get off on our days. And when I say get off on our days, what I really mean is head out on our days. I don't really mean that we're going to, orgasm. Although it could be. I don't want to tell you how to get off on your day. Gearbot's grateful for being here. Yes! I'm going to get off on your days. Make sure you're wearing something that can be machine washed, because I might get off on your days. Brandy's grateful that I got the sweeping and vacuuming done before the thermostat went over 86 and the sun starts beating through my living room windows. So a few days ago here, I talked about how frustrated I was that meme was discouraging people from gifting at Starbucks and doing those gifting chains. And somehow this morning, days later, a bunch of people started commenting on it. And so it started getting, I guess, showing up in other people's threads. So a number of people were commenting this morning. Almost all of them, not all, but almost all, were discouraging, were anti-Starbucks gifting chains. And there's a few things about it that were informative to me. Like, I didn't realize that what they're saying is, hey, would you like to pay for the order of the person behind you? Because I thought it was just pay for a coffee, or like, here's enough money for a black coffee, and then they can upgrade from there. I didn't realize that, like, some people were saying, oh, cool, you're gonna buy my order? Okay, I'm gonna have, a venti heart attack and 6 egg McMuffins or whatever. I don't ever go to Starbucks, but Somebody said that they went there and they were low on money and they felt pressured and they ended up spending $13 of their last $25 on the person behind them, and it was frustrating because they were low on cash and they felt social pressure to keep it going. And when they left, they were kind of frustrated with themselves that they spent money they didn't have. And I'm like, okay, well, that's not the way I thought it went down. And someone else called it like gambling. Like, well, you're just hoping that you pay less. Like if someone buys your coffee and that was, $4, and then you end up having to pay $20 for their order. So all these things were I was like, man, I that does change the act a little bit. I'm not sure exactly how much, but it does change it, knowing that you could be taken advantage of by somebody. I just assumed that maybe that you pay $5 towards the person behind you. That seems like a much better way to do this plan. Anyway, but the other thing that was interesting for me was how many people were just seemingly negative about the process, and I felt like digging in to this idea of it doesn't matter. It's just it's a stupid symbolic gesture. It doesn't mean anything. People should do actual acts of kindness. To which, again, the whole point was yes, but do people do it? If we lived in a world where as we walk through the streets, people were, gifting us things and complimenting us, and if it felt like Black Rock City every day, then Starbucks would be silly. It would be a corporate version of something that should be organic and beautiful. But we don't live in that world where people are just gifting all the time and people are doing random acts of kindness. I bet more people have bumper stickers that say do random acts of kindness than people are doing random acts of kindness. Ooh, look at me. I'm starting to get, did you hear that? I'm starting to get the grumpy man coming out. You know what? I take that back. I will say I am hoping and have faith that there are lots of silent people out there that are just randomly doing acts of kindness. And all of these people posting saying, yeah, but you should do this, are doing that thing and not just making an argument to stop doing one kind thing. If you say this kind thing isn't kind enough, or there's a problem with this kind thing, that frustrates me. It's like you can always argue your way into being less connected, and someone was saying someone was saying that because it's gambling, because you have to pay more than someone paid for you. And I go, well, what do you take the math out of it? And what about paying the toll for the person up behind you, where it's just simple like that? And their response was that, well, it's performative. It doesn't mean anything, And my thought was, we live in this world where most people that I know are living their lives mostly through a screen. Their work, they're going through a screen. They go home and they watch things through a screen. They are on their phones. They're in their cars looking through their screen. They're going to the grocery store now and just self-checking out. And so we are so isolated in our lives. And it's so easy to go through a whole day just interacting with a screen and being all by yourself. And so when someone says the guy in front of you paid for your coffee, you go, holy shit, I'm not so alone. We're connected. That's fucking cool. Look at that. I guess, whoa. And it kind of cracks that bubble, that shell that we just start to build up around ourselves. So that's kind of the magic of gifting in general. Some people were saying, well, why not give it? I'd rather give that money to someone on the side of the road who's begging at the, panhandling by the freeway on-ramp. And I said, well, that's like saying I'm only going to give Burning Man gifts to people who are not wearing fancy outfits because the fancy outfit people could buy their own stickers. Yeah, but that's not the point of gifting. The gifting is to feel connected, not about worth. Anyway, I kind of feel like this argument that I was making, some people really were like, yeah. The majority of people that are commenting are disagreeing with me. Oh well. I think that if you want to argue for a world where being kind to strangers has all this, it doesn't really matter, and this you have to do real acts of kindness, and that's not a real act of kindness. If you want to build up this world of all this obstruction, then you can find evidence for whatever you're looking for. I want to live in a world where people buy your coffee and say good morning. So I'm going to try to buy people's coffee and say good morning. That simple. And speaking of that, good morning. Good morning, Kai. Good morning, Michelle. Good morning, Himalaya. Wow, good morning. Or, I was going to try to say Spanish hello. Boy, am I a pathetic linguistic struggler. Let's see. Good morning, Rio. And good morning, Penny. We are live right now on Facebook and on YouTube. So if you're here, good morning and hello. Kai says, last week, someone in the car in front of me paid for my food, so I paid for the car behind me. Ended up being twice as much as mine would have been, but was happy to do it. So that's the experience that I hear most people talking about. Not the double in price, but like, wow, like you get, hey, you know what? I'm gonna be a part of this chain. I'm gonna be part of this gifting experience, this connectedness. And so what? So you got screwed, quote unquote. You got taken advantage of. You lost in the gamble. But as you said, it's not a gamble. It's only a gamble if you're trying to get something, and that's not gifting. You want to gift. And so the people behind you now have this experience that shocked their system a little bit, just like you do. Now you say last week this happened, so you remember this. I'm guessing that of the times that you got coffee or food in the last several weeks, even several months, I'm guessing that this experience was more memorable than the other ones. It had this element of a shock to the normalcy of your system, and you were kind of thrown into this interconnectedness through a simple act of commerce. That to me is awesome. So thank you for participating in it, Kai. Good morning, Isabel, and good morning, Rachel. Yay, good to see you. Good morning, Gotsons. Gotson says, great meeting you in Reno after the burn last year. I got stranded there for 5 days, and meeting you was one of my better moments in town during that really difficult experience. Oh, man. I hope I didn't give you COVID, because I was sick, it turns out, when I was in Reno. Last burn was so rough. I'm actually going to go this year, though. Not going to go to Reno after the burn. That's not my plan, but I am going to Reno. Going to the burn. Planning on leaving before the burn. And trying to overcome my traumatic last year burn experience. We are all one. Yes, Gerbot. Good morning, Sanford. If anyone is here and they want to share a little gratitude, would love to hear what you are grateful for. It's a beautiful experience. Just like an act of kindness is buying someone's coffee. Also, sharing your joy, sharing your gratitude is another way to just amplify that connection. And feel beyond your individual experience. I've been practicing this, 3 times a day in group gratitude circles, and this being one of them. And it is so significant what it does to your feeling of having a life beyond just the one that you're living, that you are connected to people through their joy, through their struggles, through their gratitude. So now that can be more or less dramatic depending on how you are living your life. Like if you are living in community, you are interconnected with people. If you are in a workplace where you are, really connecting on a real basis with your coworkers, you might feel connected. But a lot of us don't have quite the same lifestyle where actually interacting on a day-to-day basis and feeling depth of real human experiences from one another is not, we're starved for it. And so a gratitude practice and a shared gratitude practice is one of those ways that you can keep feeding that part of you that desires and needs connection to feel alive and healthy. Let's see. Good morning, Mingo. Gerbot saying I didn't get him sick either at the burn last year. Well, good, because I was super sick. I was super sick at the burn and didn't realize that I had COVID until I got to Reno and had been partying for days. Brandy is grateful for the herb dispensaries carrying CBD flower that is super low THC so I can get the benefits without having to get stoned to do it. Rio, I am in San Diego, California. Good morning, Kiri. Kiri is grateful for magic and love and knowing that both are always present no matter where you are. Oh, that feels good to hear and be reminded of. I had this experience yesterday when I was walking out on the street and in the sunshine and just feeling like everybody that crossed my path was like an ambassador of this unknown, mysterious magic and love in the world. Oh, where am I on Playa? I'm going to be at 9 and E. Pink Heart is going to be at 9 and E this year. And in San Diego, I am in University Heights. But I've lived all over San Diego. Brandy says, I'm definitely starved for that connection that you're talking about. I think that's why I blab so much in the comments here. No apologies needed. And I hope you understand when I don't get to read all of yours. I can glance at it, but I sometimes do not read every one. But I love that you're here and are participating, Brandy. It is so appreciated. I love you too, Mingle. Mingle is grateful that I'm about to take my dog to the dog park and get her a pup cup. A pup cup? I don't know what that is. Is that so that she can play sports and not hurt her genitals? Mingle is going to be at 845 and H with Co-Reality Collective. Yeah, we'll just be down the street. Well, we're going to have a few more moments to share gratitudes, and then we're going to have our hug. Start the day with another moment of connection. And a reminder that my intention with this morning practice, which I've been doing for like 2.5 years, is as a way to start the day in a direction, in an intention of who do I want to be today? And it kind of goes along with that Starbucks thing. I want to be the kind of person that would be excited by the opportunity to gift, who's looking for opportunities to gift and do acts of kindness, who is trying to find the ways to be connected to fellow humans by saying hello and good morning and smiling and thank you, and trying to notice when is a moment when I can be present for a fellow human being. Notice when I might be acting or speaking in a way that feels out of integrity to my deep true nature, when I might be being reactive or falling into some pattern that doesn't serve me anymore. Is that authentically me, or is that based on some old thing, some exterior pattern that I somehow have adopted over time through acculturation? And just so this morning, this love morning practice is a way of going, okay, as I go in the day and I start to encounter a Facebook thread or an email or an interaction, like, who do I want to be? as I respond to those. Because if I don't choose actively, I will react in a way that is not conscious and sometimes is not the best version of myself. Sometimes I'm people-pleasing. Sometimes I'm shy. Sometimes I'm insecure. But if I can, in advance, go, I know who I want to be. I want to be the person that says, good morning. Then when the person walks by me, I know what to do. I don't have to think about it. So I encourage you to do the same. And if there's a different version of yourself you want to be today, think about that. Maybe you have an interaction with your boss today and you want to be, today I'm going to stand up for myself. Today I'm going to hold the line and speak my truth. So, good morning, Lisa. Rachel is grateful for finally finding a smart, caring vet after a long search who removed 7 tumors. And her dog is doing great. Whew! Yay! Happy to hear that. And Kai is going to be at 2 and B with Black Rock Disc Golf Club. The Pink Ride is going to be Thursday. Pink Ride is Thursday. And so far it's going to be at noon, but I've started to get people asking me, like, can we do it at a different time? Because last year noon was so fucking hot. But then when would we do it? Like a bike ride at sunset? Like people want to be home for dinner. Or sunrise? I mean, how many people are going to motivate for a sunrise bike ride? Although that would be rad. But right now, the plan is Thursday at noon. That's what it's been for the last, 16 years or something. So that's the plan right now, is to continue at noon at Thursday, meeting at Pink Heart and going on the ride. Lily says, I am grateful for oxygen, sunlight, water, biodiversity, earth, and the universe. Being alive is a crazy ride, and I can't wait to join Burning Man 2023 for the first time. Yay, Lily! Thank you for being here and participating. And I hope to see you in the dust. And you know what? Gratitude is never cliche. If you are feeling it, you can be grateful for a sunrise every single day. If you feel that gratitude, I want to hear it. Good morning, Carolyn. Carolyn woke up early and is going to try to live intentionally today. Yes! You're right, Kiri. I can choose if I want to change the time. I just got to figure out what would I, by fixing that, what would I break? What would be the unintended consequences of changing the time? Like, I know on Thursday, I've also signed up for some work shifts at camp. I mean, these things can all be worked out, but thank you for that encouragement. All right, last chance to share some gratitude. And if I missed your gratitude, my apologies. And if you're watching this recording on YouTube or Facebook, type gratitude in the comments and we'll see it later. Brandy is grateful for really deep burps. Oh, I thought it said hugs. Grateful for really deep burps. Right on. Penny says, I am in Alabama and a full-time caregiver for my dad, which keeps me from doing much. But I've learned a lot about Burning Man over the years and just know I got to go someday. It's a good one. Lily says, I'd love to drop by and share a hug. I've been talking about going to the Burn since 26. I am now turning 33. Tickets secured. Yay! Well, that's a huge part of the challenge. Although now is the time of year when people start letting go of their tickets, start deciding, I can't make it. So if you want to go, I would start letting your network know, hey, I'm looking for a ticket. Hey, anyone know anybody? Because now some people start going, yeah, I can't go. And tickets are not cheap, so no one wants to hold on to it or risk not selling it. Rachel says, hoping to be at that cat camp at 4:15 and F. Douglas, good morning. Douglas is grateful that there are 3 art walks near him this weekend. Better wear your walking shoes, because those boots ain't made for walking. Those boots ain't made for art walking. Oh, wait, no, those boots are made for art walking. My apologies. All right, everyone. Thank you for being a part of this beautiful Friday. Thank God it's hug time. So wherever you are, give yourself a big squeeze. And give some appreciation for this body, appreciation for all the things that got us to this moment. And the people and all the vibes that you hold inside you now, all the ripples of the people who've impacted you. And as we go into this day, let's be grateful for what's ahead. Grateful for the opportunities, grateful for the things that, even though we might be anxious about them, or they might be struggle ahead, but knowing that the struggle makes us stronger, and that the true growth happens because we face the struggles. It's just what life is. So let's be grateful for all these opportunities, and knowing that we've got what it takes to handle whatever it is ahead of us. Maybe even thrive, maybe even revel in it and enjoy this ride. So let's do that today, and be grateful for the opportunity to notice the good stuff and share it with others, so that we can all be reminded of how much wonderful things are a part of this life. So thank you for sharing your gratitude. Let's take a deep, big breath and hug and squeeze one another. Feel yourself being held by me and all the others here. On behalf of Grandpa Caleb and all of you beautiful ambassadors of love, thank you for being here for this love morning and gratitude practice. I'm heading off to a retreat in about an hour, so I will be offline until Tuesday. But I will have gratitude in my heart and you in my thoughts, and I hope you have a beautiful weekend. Love you. Ooh, an absurd awards camp. I love that. Camp Con You Not Conform. Ion 445. Cool, Rio. We should have a little. I don't know if it's working this year. There's often a burner map where people put their stuff in, but let's stay posted. We got what, like 6-7 weeks before the burn, something like that. I hope. So let's stay in touch. Much love.